San Francisco, it's an iconic city and I had never been there. So it was pack my bags, and when I had finally found my passport, board an Air New Zealand plane and arrive in the city on the bay. Historically, San Francisco has belonged to Spain, Mexico and now the United States. Built around the bay, the city was established on 43 hills. The roads run straight up and over them, which makes for the perfect movie chase scenes. All that is, except one block on Lombard Street, Russian Hill, the 27-degree slope was turned into a one-way downhill red brick pavement, 8-turn attraction, which is the most crooked street in the world. The steep streets have made cable cars ideal transport since 1873. Andrew Smith Halliday, conceiving of the idea after a horse was killed when a streetcar slid backwards on wet cobblestones. Each year some 7 million people ride the remaining 3 cable car lines of the 23 which were established. San Francisco was founded on June 29, 1776, when the Spanish established the Presidio of San Francisco at the Golden Gate, along with Mission San Francisco de Asís. The bay location made it the ideal starting place for those coming to take advantage of the Californian gold rush of 1849. They claim there were so many ships abandoned here that you could walk across the bay without touching water. No doubt this influx led to San Francisco becoming a city in 1856. In 1906, 3/4 of the city was destroyed by the earthquake and fire which followed. Some of the original 48,000 Victorian homes survived and are iconically known today as the Painted Ladies. The artistic diversity of the city's architecture stretches up into its skyline, including the Transamerica Pyramid, which is the tallest skyscraper in town, the library book-looking towers of the Embarcadero, and One Rincon Hill with its water tanks on top, designed to stabilize the apartment buildings during earthquakes. High above the street, some 40 buildings in the city offer public open spaces or rooftop parks, which can be accessed by the public Monday to Friday during business hours. Not that they really need them, because Golden Gate Park is really the city's backyard. This 1,000-acre park offers just about everything from Japanese tea gardens to islands, lakes, rose gardens, cute wildlife and open playgrounds. It more than ably provides adequate outdoor areas for citizens and visitors alike. Today, San Francisco is the most densely populated city in California with a population of just under 900,000. However, 8.7 million live in the wider area. As the city grew, they made more room by filling in the bay. Most of Fisherman's Wharf area's reclaimed land. It is a lively, vibrant area with street performers, great seafood restaurants and boats plying the waters. Pier 39 has great views of the bay and a resident sea lion colony that has been basking here for over 20 years. Like shopping? Union Square is the city's upmarket shopping centre and includes an ice skating rink in the winter. Chinatown brings Eastern mystique into the heart of the city and is the largest Chinese community outside of Asia. Alcatraz is the infamous prison where some of America's most desperate criminals were incarcerated. The 336 9-foot by 5-foot cells drawing in over 1 million visitors a year. Most famous is Cell 138, where an exit hole was dug with a spoon. The 3 men who escaped used a raft made of rubber coats. They were never seen again. A Mythbusters reenactment called their escape plausible. The island started as a fort and military prison, then prison, and saw an Indigenous land rights campaign. I can now honestly say that I spent time on the rock. It is probably the most photographed site in San Francisco. Opened in 1937 after 4 years of construction, the Golden Gate Bridge was the longest main-span suspension bridge in the world until 1964. Named after the stretch of water it spans, the bridge's international orange colour helps it stand out in the fog yet blend into its environment. 130,000 kilometres of wire cable make up the two cables that pass through the two main towers and are fixed in concrete at each end. It takes a walk or ride of 1,300 metres to cross it. Further up the bay is the 4.5 mile long Open Bay Bridge, which has two levels, the top level always travelling to the city, while the bottom level travels away. Split in two by a Yuba Buena Island and the adjoined man-made Treasure Island, it is rather invisible in daylight, but attractive when lit at night. North of the Golden Gate is the majestic Muir Woods, home to redwood monoliths standing 260 feet high and some up to 800 years old. The woods are a tranquil natural cathedral. Its location near the Pacific means the trees get moisture from rain and fog that they need to grow and thrive. Purchased by the Kents for $45,000 to save the dwindling forest, they chose to name the park after the environmentalist John Muir. This quiet retreat is worth a stroll. Sausalito, from the Spanish for Little Willow, was an artist's haven across the bay. Today it is more of a cafe community. Its shop windows hold exquisite treasures. And moored in the bay are the historic houseboats. Fascinating artwork can also be found within San Francisco itself. Whether it was the last vestiges of Halloween, the quirky exhibits, the diverse architecture and notable buildings, the obligatory parade, or changeable weather, the city on the bay is well worth a visit, be it day